char siu bao or steamed pork buns recipe yield 12 buns. 1 cup char siu pork, 1/4 inch diced. For the seasoning, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons granulated sugar, 1 1/2 tablespoon peanut oil, 1 teaspoon sesame oil. For the bun dough, 1 tablespoon granulated sugar, 1/4 cup warm water, 105 Fahrenheit, 2 1/4 teaspoon active dry yeast, 4 cups all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons lard or shortening, 1/2 cup extra fine granulated sugar, 1 cup warm milk, 105 Fahrenheit, 1 tablespoon oil, 1 tablespoon baking powder mixed with 1 1/2 tablespoon water. For the filling base, 2 tablespoons peanut oil, 2 teaspoons shallots minced, 1 1/2 tablespoon all-purpose flour, 6 tablespoons chicken stock, 1 tablespoon dark soy sauce.
Hi, I'd like to introduce the world-famous barbecue pork bun. In Chinese called char siu bao. Okay, the ingredient of the char siu bao is all displayed here for you. This is a barbecue pork diced. As you can see here, not large diced, not small diced, but medium diced. In the meantime here, you cannot not to use the oyster sauce because that's one of the major products from Canton. And shallot, fine diced. And of course you have this sesame oil, which is important. Then a little salad oil, then wine. And over here we got a little bit of soya. We got sugar. Barbecue pork bun is different than the Mandarin style, the meat bun because they are a little sweeter. Therefore, we must use sugar. But not a whole lot, just a touch flavor of the sweetness in there. Of course, we got to use a little bit of honey to incorporate the filler together and along with the stock. Okay? As far as the dough concerned, this is the dough, but the dough is a little bit different than the dough we use in Mandarin buns or dumplings, because this dough is yeast raised dough, but you need to put baking powder in there. Traditional in Chinese dough, you use yeast, that's good enough. But for this particular recipe, you must use a little bit baking powder. Okay? Right now, allow me to cook the barbecue filler for you, and I'm going to start to hit the wok with the turn the stove on. I'd like to use a little bit of oil, very little bit of oil. I would say less than 1 teaspoon of oil. All right, I move around, make sure the oil is covered the bottom of the wok. And the next steps, I'm going to put shallot in there. This is a small diced shallot, go in. And this stage is very important. You make sure you cook the shallot right, a little light brown, but not burn it, okay? Don't burn them, okay? Here we are. At this point, we get ready for a little flour. The reason why we use the flour is because we create rouge, serve as bonding agent. We can put them all together nicely. All right, I'm going to put a little flour. Remember the skill of wok cooking, just in case you start to feel the food is burning, you have no time to turn the fire down or off. Move the wok. That's the best way. Okay, so you can slow down the cooking. Okay, at this point, I moved away from the stove fire, and then I start to use a little bit of soya. Okay, I just want to mix the sauce right, and then I add barbecue pork in there. I do a very brief cooking. I start to add the rest of the ingredients. I would like to start with the sesame oil here. and a little this vinegar, a wine, and also a little honey. Now I add stock. Of course, I need to add sugar. Okay, at this time the color should be a little bit darker. Then this is the time I use the oyster sauce. And now I like to taste the food. Nice, very nice, good. Okay, you need a little touch of sweetness in there for the Cantonese style food. Okay, it's done, looking nice, it's shining. We'll leave it in here. However, we are not able to make char siu bao with this hot filler because the dough won't hold it. That's the reason why we have one made already for you. And this is the one we made already for you. We started to use the cool one, making a barbecue pork bun, okay? Tastes good, tastes wonderful. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get a small piece of the dough. I'm gonna just make 2 of them for you. And the dough is rich, nice, soft, and fluffy. Since I'm going to need only 2, so I don't have to make a big one. Then again, you're making char siu bao. The folding method is totally different than the xiaomai, dumpling, or wonton. Okay, that's the reason why the Chinese dough art is pretty profound in a way. Okay, barbecue pork bun is much bigger than dumpling, so the size of the dough has to be big, a little bit bigger too. So I'm going to make 2 of them. Again, you got to flat it. Okay, you're going to roll it. All right, we're getting there. I just want to make sure even out very nicely and shape them as well in the meantime when I stretch the dough. Okay. Now, when you do barbecue pork buns, you have to be very generously put the filler in there. You don't put a tiny amount. So you got to put a very nice portion in there. All right, like this. Okay, you start to fold them. Okay, start to fold them. Okay, now the difference between the Mandarin meat bun and the Cantonese char siu bao is the Mandarin style, you seal them tight. But the Cantonese style, you start to put them together. In the meantime, you do not seal them because the purpose of this motion is that you want the pork bun, after steaming, the top part of the pork bun is going to be open. That's how you see that in the Cantonese Japanese restaurant. Okay, so we can shape it a little more. All right, we'll leave this loose on the top. Then we're going to repeat the same procedure one more time. All right, we just thin it out. Again, this char siu bao wrapper, you do not have to roll them like the dumpling one, they're thinner outside, thicker inside. You don't have to do that. Just make sure it's nice and flat, all right, because this is going to be fluffy. All right, we're going to do it one more time. We'll put a very nice portion in there, and we start to fold them. I put on the board, maybe a little easier for you to see. Okay? All right? Okay, again, I'm going to fold in here, but I'm not going to seal it completely. So I'll let it have a chance during the steaming process. It will open. Okay? Here we are. This is the char siu bao barbecue pork bun. Thank you.